Hello, Sagittarius. I hope you're doing well. This is going to be your October reading. And I hope that there's nothing but wonderful things about to come out because, well, let me tell you, I just did Scorpios and no bueno. Okay, let's see what's going on in the dark, deep parts of your worlds. I hear in the song, "We Don't Talk Anymore." Charlie Puth or Selena Gomez. Okay, so I'm feeling like somebody found out about somebody being with someone else. You or them. Or with someone who you don't talk to anymore, you're not with anymore. But they're like finding out that like you're moving on or you moved on. And I don't think you want to talk because the damn cards don't want to talk. There it is. There it is. Shocking. So I think this was a total shock to somebody. The news was shocking news. Whether it was shocking news that you are talking to someone else, or shocking news that they are talking to someone else. Cold. They're not, you guys aren't talking clearly. They found out. I don't know how, but they found out. And they're just feeling left out in the cold. Like you're cold towards them, you're not talking to them, like you've completely cut them out, cut them off. One-sided. The relationship that you were in maybe felt one-sided, or they only heard one side of the story, or they're only telling one side of the story, which is not their side probably. You know, like pointing the finger, the blame game, you, but not taking accountability for all the shit that they're doing. It just feels like a very unclear energy. Somebody may be reaching out like to get answers, asking about it, wanting more information on the information that they found, and maybe you're just not giving it up. You're kind of like, it's none of your business. Think and believe whatever you want, I don't care, and you're moving on. And maybe you're not even really moving on. Maybe you were shocked by somebody doing this to you. And you're on the road to getting over it. And maybe that's dating other people, hooking up with other people. And maybe this person never thought you'd get there because of the cycle you guys were on or whatever. But you're there. And maybe that's shocking to them. And maybe you just don't care anymore. I mean, take it how it resonates. You know where you fall in the story. Definitely someone's being ignored. They're feeling on the outside. What is that? Maybe people are just shocked by who this person is. Maybe you're shocked by who this person is for you too. Like, you never would have thought it would be this person. Manipulation. Somebody's feeling either manipulated by you, or you are feeling manipulated. This could make somebody really, really angry. Like, they're a player. Oh. Excuse me. I know I'm fully aware how loud it is when I sneeze. These cards don't want to talk. I just heard like this relationship is dead. It seems to be a common theme with the readings. When I did the new moon reading, I just kind of felt like it was a whole wave energy of just someone feeling fed up and just like so over and so done. I do feel uncomfortable though. The Lovers. I think people are shocked by whoever this new person is in your life after this falling apart cycle. And I think you're surprised too, because I think that you're shocked about how you feel about it. I think after the last situation, you thought you were just going to be like walking away from it, and you weren't interested in looking for love in anything or anything in any situation, and you were just kind of like your relationships were more for comfort. And I think that you're surprised by like it was unexpected to have these feelings. It's almost like maybe you did it for the purpose of getting a reaction out of whoever this person is that you walked away from. Because I'm almost feeling like it was accidentally on purpose. Maybe it was somebody who you knew people would talk about because you were hoping the information would get back to them. And you got the reaction you expected to get, where they were just shocked by who the person was. They couldn't believe it. And you're almost like, yeah, my plan worked kind of energy. It's like almost feeling like a retaliation, like you do this to me. I can hurt people's feelings too, and you don't give a fuck because you're over it. And you were just kind of flexing, I feel like yeah, I can do that too. Two can play this game. There's people lined up waiting to hook up with me too. This could have been at a party. I want to look more at this card. Hold on. I'm almost feeling like the energy, like somebody was being sneaky, but like sneaky with the intentions of like getting caught. This almost feels like when I look at this, you know, there's this girl mixing drinks. This is your card. This is Temperance. But you see, it looks like a frat party almost. Like they're like the curtain. It would be like someone who has like a sheet as a curtain in their room, and they have like lights hanging in their room. And I don't mean like the LED lights that everyone has. I mean like these lights, like string lights, like hung up around the room. And it just feels like a fun, kind of careless, like I just want to have fun energy. Like let's party and have fun. Which is why I think this is like surprising to everybody. It's like walking away from the relationship just to have fun, telling yourself like right now you're focusing on you, you're not going to get in a relationship with anybody, you're not interested in love, hooking up with a person, and then being like, oh my God, all these feelings came up. Yeah, the moon. All these feelings came up that you weren't expecting to be there. And it's almost like ironic that that's how it happens. Like you hear people say all the time, like love happens when you stop looking for it. Like your mind was made up. Like I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. Like your relationships have been shit. You've been cycling through the same shit all the time. People treating you like shit, and you just decided, you know what? Like I'm just gonna have fun. I'm focusing on me. I'm not interested in relationships or love with anybody. Could have been hooking up with people at parties, going out, dating a lot of people, kind of, you know, just like in your shit, and then ta-da! Somebody caught feelings. Unexpected feelings. Somebody here could just feel like you light up their life. You bring a fun, easy, laid back, exciting energy to their life. A youthful energy. Both these cards together, the moon and the star, are making me feel like, you know, somebody who's in a spotlight or people know or is seen a lot. Maybe you've hooked up with this person in the past too, and it never really got anywhere, and you never really saw them like this, or like, you know, they were just like somebody you would hook up with once in a while, you know what I mean? Like if you were both had the opportunity or were single, whatever, you guys would hook up, but like it was never anything serious. And now it just came up out of nowhere and it is serious. I do feel here though that someone does feel like they're being played, and I think it's just because the lighthearted energy, it's almost like non-committal, where you were feeling like I'm not going to be in a relationship with anybody, you know, whatever. And then, but that's like the vibe. Like they just want to go have fun. So go out, have fun. You just want to be happy. And somebody's perceiving that as like you don't give a fuck or you don't care, or it's not as serious as they think it is. Like you're not taking them seriously. You're just playing games with them. They're just like a toy to you. just for someone for you to hook up with and hang out with. But I do feel like there's a lot of history, I want to say. Like this, I'm feeling like this isn't a new person. This is someone that you've known, and you're surprised because you've known them for a long time and you weren't expecting to suddenly have feelings. Maybe you're even refusing to see that you do have feelings. Maybe you're trying to play it down and act like, you don't care and it's not that serious, but you deep down, you do really care because the moon is here. And it's like you're hiding how happy this really makes you. Maybe you're scared because you feel so happy and you weren't expecting it, that you're just expecting it to be not good. So you're not allowing yourself to really tap into the depth that you feel about this person. Because you're scared of Five of Pentacles. You're scared of it falling apart, or you are so happy about just having this person in your life that you kind of like don't want to jinx it, because you don't want to put a label on anything, because you don't want things to currently change from how they are, and you're worried that it will. Like, you're happy with it just the way it is right now, and you don't want to ruin anything, so it's like, let's just keep it lighthearted and fun. But I feel like that's also driven by fear, because deep down inside, I see it here. There's a fear of being alone. So you're like not sharing your feelings. I think you're a very deep person, and I think that you don't ever normally let people see the deeper hidden part of you. And maybe you're showing little glimpses of that to this person because you feel safe with them. But it also scares the shit out of you, because it's like, what if this falls apart? Like, do I lose this person who's always been there, who I wasn't expecting to have these feelings for? Like, does this now make this person not a part of my life anymore? So maybe you're juggling, like, coming to terms with that. The Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, so like 9 to the 10. Yeah, look at that. So we have the 9 to the 10. So like, this is, you are fine, content, and happy with being single and on your own and everything I just said. You just told yourself this is how it's going to be, and you were fine with that, and you didn't want to be in a relationship. You didn't need another person. You just needed to give yourself this, and you committed to doing that. And I feel like quickly this person brought in this energy, the 10 of Pentacles. They're like, we could have something together. Let's build something together. I'm more serious about this. They're feeling like you're in the 9 of Pentacles energy, like you want to be single. She feels so mysterious to me too, where like you're just curious about what she's thinking, what's going on in her head, what's her plan, and I don't think she's talking about it because the moon is here and the star. So like, not sharing with someone what your hopes, dreams, and wishes are out of fear that it just might freak somebody out, scare them off, or they're not going to agree. You just feel safer keeping it to yourself. But the 10 of Pentacles is here. So like, this is legacy. This is building something long term. It's here. So someone's thinking that. Are you thinking that and just not saying it out loud because it's scary to think that, or it was just so unexpected, or you just are like, let's just see what happens. Let's just see how things go. Because I do feel like this kind of fucking just happened, and it was totally unexpected, because you were just like ready to bop around and have fun and go here and there and be invited, and you were in a non-committal kind of energy, like, I'm just done with that. And then here we are. In the middle of all of that, something got a little serious, a little fast. It was a little unexpected. And This does feel magical. Somebody's definitely feeling like a wish come true. Like somebody might have wanted this for a long time, and like they finally have their opportunity, and this is what they wanted. So I'm gonna sneeze again. What is going on? Excuse me. This is like what they've been hoping and wishing for deep down, and it's finally happening, and it feels powerful, it feels magical. I'm getting an energy of it just feels familiar and easy, and like I do feel safe, easy and familiar, light, fun, playful. I'm getting like maybe you laugh a lot together, dance at night, go for walks at night, hang out at night, because I'm getting like this vibe on this card, you know, like I don't know if you can tell from here, but the lights on in the house is like when you go by a house and it's dark outside and they just have the TV on inside. It's like that. So maybe like, and she has a bag with her, so maybe she's like this person's dream come true, and she's coming over at night, has her bag packed, and is just coming over every night, spending the night watching movies, watching TV together, just chilling, being playful, and but brings all that energy with them when they come, because this person has always wanted this. No, I said magical and magic, and then this, because there's a unicorn running into the house in the last card, and in this card there's a unicorn pulling the chariot. So this is the Knight of Wands though. So I do feel like the person who has wished for this opportunity to happen for a long time, is wanting things to move quickly. But I don't think you want it to, because I mean, a stuffed animal pulling a chariot, I think you're kind of looking at the situation logically, like this is all happening way too fast. There's a lot of passion, energy, and excitement there. Maybe like you guys have great sex and you aren't ready to just rush into something. You're kind of trying to just see it for what it is. And I'm just strongly getting the sense of like, I just don't want to mess this up. Like I don't want to ruin what we have. What we have right now is perfect. Like why do we need to make it something else? Like look, we're happy. Like this is fun. It's exciting. I'm here all the time. I'm spending all my free time with you. I talk to you every day. Like why can't it just be what it is? And this person's like, you know, has all this passion and is like trying to force this unicorn like go, and it's just like being a magical unicorn, you know? You can't force it to go, but they're really wanting to just quickly move things ahead. And I think whoever's in the logical mind of like slow down is right, because this feels a little impulsive to me. Somebody here might be really concerned about like their money and being financially stable independently, separate from another person. And I feel like that's you, Sagittarius. Like you just want to make sure that like you're going to be good no matter what. And I think that this other person does too. They might also be worried that like they financially, like, because to me I feels like they're coming in with a more serious energy of like wanting something serious. And they might be focused on that too, because they want to be able to be a provider and like have money and be financially stable and stuff too. And maybe you see that like they're just not in that place right now, and like, let's just let it be lighthearted in what it is and, like, figure our shit out. Like, we don't have to rush. Like, have, like, our whole lives to figure out, like, what's going to happen here. But someone's scared because of that, because of where they're at. Like, they're never going to get the opportunity to move forward with you. I'm getting the strong sense of now, like, somebody had to give up their independence, or they're dependent on someone else. And what I mean by that is, like, they have roommates, they don't live on their own, they don't own a home, they don't have their own apartment. Somebody likes the financial freedom of that because they believe that owning things, those things then own you, and you lose your sense of freedom. And it's very Sagittarian, actually, to, you know, not want to be tied down. You want your freedom to be able to, and maybe coming out of a situation where you didn't feel like you had the freedom to move freely, and now that you are in where you're at, you're realizing, like, okay, this might not be my ideal situation, but I am feeling a little more freedom as far as, like, not so burdened with responsibility. But also, I'm getting a caution here, almost like, don't rush. That's what I'm getting. Like, just don't rush. Don't rush into any commitments with anyone. With the Knight of Wands being here, sexually, I would be cautious. Because we do have the Star here, and this could be like somebody wishing to get pregnant or have a child, and or maybe somebody in the situation has been pregnant and hid it like it's a secret, and never shared that with anybody. This might be coming out, or this could be part of the information that you find out that's shocking. I'm getting the energy too of somebody in this situation could have been a little bit of like a loose with themselves. Again, like the, you know, like the player. I'm getting also like it's a dominant energy, like they're used to being in control of, like, go unicorn, and, you know, it goes. And I think that you, Sagittarius, are challenging that energy of, like, I do what I want. So I think there's that. I think someone's scared of the independence, that because they want to build something together, and I think you, Sagittarius, want to very much just be independent and know that you got you. And yeah, this is all fun, but it's not your main priority. Whereas I feel like the other person is more like, you're my priority. What I'm doing is because you are my priority, and I want to be able to do all whatever they want with you. And they're scared that if they're not that person for you, that you're not going to choose them. But I mean, I kind of agree with that, right? Like, you want to be with someone who's good on their own because you know they can take care of themselves, and everything that they have, they can provide for themselves. And then you're in that same energy, and then you guys come together. There's never that fear of, like, someone depending on somebody else. And you know that no matter what happens, you're good. And I think that's the right energy to be in. And I'm sure you're encouraging them to do the same thing, because it just feels that way. It just feels like, let's not rush this. Yes, I enjoy this. It's great. But, like, we got a lot to figure out before we're worried about that kind of stuff. Like, let's not ruin these moments with that kind of shit, worrying about that kind of shit. Seven of Swords. This feels sneaky. Who's being sneaky? Is somebody being sneaky and still talking to like a past person, but like but in this situation claiming that they have no communication with them and talking shit on them, their ex, talking shit. Lots of shit. I'm getting someone's talking a lot of shit on their ex, but secretly they're still in communication or talking to them and just like being a sneaky little snake and like lying about it. And it's when they're alone at nighttime. I'm getting like sneaking out of the house too, or like sneaking out. Maybe you're sneaking to see this person and lying about it, like that you don't talk to them or see them, or it's that, or somebody's claiming to not be talking to anybody else, but they're still sneaking around with another person and lying. And maybe it's this person in the Knight of Wands energy, because it does feel like a player type energy. Who's just used to being the boss and in control. And maybe because this person's so independent and like, no, you're not going to tell me what to do, that this still gives them that sense of control that they feel like they're missing with you, Sagittarius, because you're not going along with what they want, so they feel out of control. So this kind of toxic behavior is kind of a way to feel like they have some sense of control, or that like they're not putting all their eggs in one basket. I don't know. I mean, that card coming out to me feels a little shocking, like how we started this reading. Like I wasn't expecting, after everything that I just said, for that. Just somebody trying to get away with something, or not sharing everything, or just like, excuse me, my goodness, I'm sorry. Or this could be a person who is passive aggressive and they're not comfortable just being honest. So like they say things that they mean, but they're trying to make it like, ha ha, that's funny, I was just kidding, it was a joke, don't take it so seriously. But it's their way of still getting their message across in a kind of backwards kind of way, which is super fucking annoying, by the way. Whoever does that, like, just be honest and be straight up. I always say the truth hurts, but lies hurt forever. There's always the initial sting of the truth. Like, yeah, I'm talking to this person still. Somebody's feelings are going to be hurt. But they can get over it, and they respect you for being honest, and you're being your true authentic self, instead of just painting a fantasy for a person because you just want them to like you. But you're not getting them to like the real you because you're pretending to do something you're not. So when you just are honest, yeah, I'm talking to this person, that person is their feelings are gonna be hurt, but they can accept it and make a decision for themselves if they're gonna accept that behavior from you or not. And then there is no all this hurt that comes later on, because it was being hidden. If you question about it and you lied, and then it comes out a year later, a couple months later, then you're an asshole, because like, why did you lie right to my face? You could have just been honest with me, and we could have dealt with it in the moment and then moved on. But somebody's not giving someone the opportunity to do that. Just because out of just wanting someone to like them, but you're not wanting them to like the real you. I hope I'm making sense. I just heard, this will be wild if anybody even knows what I'm talking about right now, but Monster House, the movie, you know, the little girl when she's riding the tricycle and she's like, la 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 la, and she's just riding along, and then she loses her trike in the monster house and all that. It's kind of the energy, like somebody's just kind of like da 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 in their own little worlds, and they're completely unaware of this. So I want to say this behavior, and whoever's doing this behavior, is happening in the complete absence of the other person. It's not when you're watching a movie together, it's not when you're hanging out, but when you're not there or you can't be there, they fall back into this out of their loneliness or their just habit. And that to me feels a little calculated, because you're only doing it, you know, like if you had nothing to hide, something popped up or a message or whatever on your phone when they were next to you, you would just like respond. But the sneakiness of it makes it like, why? Why be a sneaky little snake? Why wait till I'm not around? It just makes it feel more than it really probably is, but because of that action, it makes it feel like, almost like, what else should I be worried about, you know? It just feels like immaturity, like an immaturity. And like, how are you gonna be over here pressing somebody? Whoever's in this energy, the Seven of Swords, how are you gonna be in this energy pressing a person to like give you more, be more committed, all this, and then be doing this shit? Clearly, without them probably even realizing it, subconsciously they're feeling this energy in the mix, even though they're unaware of it. And you're over here like wondering why, trying to get, you know, like shit to move. If you really wanted that, you wouldn't be doing this. There's no real excuse you could have for this. It's just like, if this is what you're doing, this is what you really want. So why pretend that you want that, if that makes sense? To just get what you want. It's just all falling into that like player energy to me. Somebody who needs to feel, there's some sort of childhood wound here where someone needs attention. They need to feel wanted and needed. Someone who feels anxious when they're by themselves. So even though I don't think that their intentions are to hurt anyone, I think they might be aware of how that could hurt somebody, but I just lost my train of thought. Oh, I think it's just to feel like a void that when they're by themselves, to kind of calm the anxiety, but like you need to find another way. Because if they're pretending with the other people that they're just talking to when they're alone, if they're playing with their feelings and emotions and not this person specifically, it's fucked up for those reasons. Because, I mean, why are you doing that? You don't value those other people. You don't see those other people as people. They're just like a pawn in your game of making yourself feel better because of some childhood wound that you have about being by yourself or being alone. But like, let's be honest here. If you were talking to somebody and you're laying around at night and you're like, yeah, you know, when you're not here, I get really lonely. So I do talk to other people when I'm by myself. How would you respond? Ace of Wands. This makes me feel like, now that this came out, that it's not just talking to other people. There might be people on the other side that they're secretly not emotionally attached to. This is to be mentally busy, and this is physical. So it's like porn, It could be sexting with other people or having sexual conversations with other people. It could be sending pictures. It's for that purpose. Because of these two, I'm feeling like it's more for a sexual gratification. And, you know, some people can say that men sex is not emotional. But for this person, I do feel like they're an emotional person. And this is just like, it's like what you do when you're bored. I don't know. This could be a person who has like slots of time when they're not busy or they don't have anything to do. It's almost like the person who like plays video games all the time. It's the same kind of energy. Like when you get in that place where like you have time and you don't have anything to do and you're not busy and your hands aren't busy, you do certain habits where like people will sit down and like zone out for a fucking whole evening playing video games. Like this person, this is one of the behaviors that they do. They're not in the mood to play video games. They'll like hit somebody up and be like, oh, hey, what are you doing? And they keep this person like stringing them along, talking to them once a week or popping in once a month, like, hey, what are you thinking about you? Been busy. That kind of energy. Which is a shame. Which makes me feel like this is a younger kind of energy. I don't want to explain it because maybe it's not. I mean, we all have childhood wounds. It's part of being a human being. I mean, I would like to say that people who had happy childhoods probably have a lot of adult issues. Because I feel it's kind of normal to, like, when you ask someone about their childhood, most people have some sort of traumatic experience they went through as a child. That's how we grow and learn and figure out what we want and don't want in life. It's usually like, my parents were this and I'm not going to be that, or they weren't like this so I'm going to be that, you know. But I do feel like this is some kind of like it just kind of sucks a little bit because the lovers are here. And I do see that this person really does care a lot deeply. And it might just be the feeling of worthlessness or low self-worth that makes this person do those kinds of behaviors, because they don't think they're worthy of this wish fulfillment that showed up for them. They could have been wishing and hoping for this person for so long, they finally have them. And because this person because Sagittarius won't say 100%, yes, this is what I want, let's move forward. And it's kind of like, no, it's fun, da 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 da. It causes them anxiety. So because they feel like they don't deserve it and they have low self-worth or low self-value, so they do self-sabotaging behaviors and almost like creating the doom and gloom of this going south, because they're not getting impulsively that initial, in the heat of the moment, yes, this is amazing, let's do this. But because the person's not doing it, it's bringing up all their insecurities of their childhood, of just like feeling alone, not being chosen, or they'll never be good enough, or they'll never have enough, or that kind of energy. So even though this showed up for them because they're deserving and they're worth it, because they're not getting right away what they want, it's like, fuck it. They must not care. So why does it matter? I'm just gonna ruin it so that I can say I knew this was gonna happen. So I can say I knew I was right, I knew this was gonna happen. That's what it feels like. Even though this is what they've always wanted. I hope that makes sense. And I think the Sagittarius is aware of that and is like, let's not fuck this up and ruin it. But I feel like the hiding and the sneaking and all that, like, if you don't just come out and be honest about it now, how can you come back from that later when you guys are in a position of like, yeah, we're both good in this and all that, when already in the beginning, you're stacking up this mistrust, if you know what I mean, when there's no reason for it because both people care or they wouldn't be spending so much time together, right? I don't know. You guys can leave that up for your own interpretation of what I'm saying, but I mean, nobody ever wants to hear that whole time we were talking or this or that was going on. I was really lying to you. When it's not serious and everyone's aware it's not serious, there's no reason to not speak the truth about what's going on. And this, I think, is a collective issue of everyone feeling like they cannot genuinely and authentically be themselves and be loved. When the only way to really get to truly 100% being loved, you need to show up every single day being authentically who you are, and let those people who don't align with you naturally to leave your life without causing false attachments off of false narratives and stories that we create on lies. Because then you're just going to have tower after tower after tower, because you're not building something that's authentically in alignment with who you truly are. Here's an example I'm going to give. Say you are not a monogamous person. This is perfect. You're gonna be in this behavior because you feel that if you were to say, I'm non-monogamous, I don't agree with just having sex with one person for the rest of my life, that doesn't fall in alignment with what I truly believe or want in my life. You don't think anyone will love you, or you're unlovable, or nobody will ever be in a relationship with you. So you lie about it. You pretend that you're okay with being in one committed relationship for the rest of your life. And what do? You suffer. Your whole entire life you suffer. When there's a whole world of people out there who think and believe that same thing. But you're never going to be in alignment with those people because you can't admit that's what you really want. So you suffer. And you have a whole lot of shit happening until you say, this is what I like. It could be, I'm bisexual, I'm a lesbian, a million different things. Right? There's an opportunity here. I feel like for someone to outgrow their self-sabotaging behavior. And you know, the reason you never feel loved in a situation like that, even if someone says to you and shows up for you every single day and is like, I worship the ground you walk on, I love you more than anything I've ever loved in my life, and you just can't believe it. You can't accept that what they're saying is the truth. And you know why? Because you know deep down that the person that they're in love with, that they worship the ground that you walk on, isn't really who you are. It's not who you are. So every day you shut it down and you can't accept and believe this person really loves you because inside you know the truth. You know that you're not really being who you really are. And you're right. They love the person you're pretending to be. And the reality of that, when it all comes crashing down, is you speak your truth and you say, this is who I really am. You are aware that this person can completely turn their back on you, walk out of your life, and never speak to you again because your whole relationship was built on a lie. Now, whatever this situation is, and the reason I feel like this is coming up is because this situation is in the beginning stages of, that doesn't have to happen. And it's probably happened in the past. And there's a lot of hurt and suffering that's happened here. So let's do this right this time. If you don't like cooking dinner, say that. I don't like cooking dinner. I hate cooking. Don't every day cook dinner and fucking hate your life because it's not anything you've ever thought about doing with your life. It's that kind of energy. Now is the time to just be honest and show who you really are. Before, you're deep into it and there's a lot of hurt and pain and suffering involved. I'm feeling real preachy right now and I apologize. You think maybe I've been through something like that? Let's see what else. Because I feel like this has a lot of potential. But I'm feeling the wounding real strong coming out. And, you know, people just feeling like they can't be loved for who they really are. And I just feel like it's important to let you know you can, Six of Swords, you can move away from that mental energy that's kept you feeling stuck and just move forward knowing that, like, there's a whole nother world out there where you just got to find your people, and you're never going to find them if you're just a liar. When you tell people who you truly are, they get to choose. I'll love you regardless of what those things are, but when you keep them hidden and then they come out in the end, it's this, right? It's shocking. They can't accept it. There's a hard time getting over the fact that you've kept this hidden from them the whole time. They ice you out. They're cold towards you. Their feelings are hurt. They turn their back on you. You know, it just feels like one-sided the entire time. The only person you were ever really thinking about in a connection was yourself, not the other people involved. So, Queen of Swords on the bottom. I think we're all moving into an energy where the universe is collectively forcing everybody to just be authentically who they are, because we all deserve love. Here they are right here waiting for me to pick them up. Excuse me. Is this? Yeah. All right, let's see what messages want to come out. You know, it's true what they say, you know, the truth sets you free. And the only people who will struggle with you speaking your truth are the people who deny their right to speak their truth because they're held back by some false belief, and they're angry that you are strong enough and powerful enough to speak and live your truth, so they don't like you for it because they can't do that for themselves. Doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. It means you 100% should, or you're going to end up like that. Your happiness is more important than what everybody else thinks. You inspire me. If there's something I'm feeling like you've been pulled towards doing, because I do feel like this got real preachy at the end, like there's a bigger lesson here. Maybe you are meant to, Sagittarius, be a leader and share with the world and speak about some sort of experience that you know would be very inspiring to people. It feels like it's powerful. And maybe just you know, I was feeling like that this person is trying to like get you to do what they want you to do, and you're like, no, I'm not going to do that. You want to be independent. You want to be able to take care of yourself. Maybe even in the struggle of that, you trying to achieve that, like stand your ground on what you want for you. Even when people are coming up against you, butting heads with you, or giving their opinions or whatever, maybe you're unaware of that, like the strength that you hold in those moments every time you stand up for what you want and say, no, I'm not going to do that. Or you're inspiring people, even though it may feel like you know, like they're against you. My heart is telling me just do it. So maybe there is something that you've been kind of sitting on, and maybe you've never talked about this with anybody, and it's something, and maybe it has something to do with your childhood. And you've been playing over and over and over and again, like a scenario, maybe if like you did speak about it or shared it, or how it could impact other people. This could be a sign that like you should just do it. You're going to inspire a lot of people. Maybe this is the journey that leads you to the success and all this that you're feeling independently, that you're feeling that like you want to achieve. And your beauty still moves me. And would you reject me on the bottom? All right, let me see what wants to come out of this. This one, and then we're going to wrap this up. I think Sagittarius, the general message of those three is like, you're meant to inspire people. I mean, you're a Sagittarius, you're a leader, you're a teacher, you're blessed. And that strength and that beauty and that willpower, and that you're meant to be something bigger and do something, and that, even though you probably are beautiful already, but that is going to make you so much more beautiful. People just seeing and witnessing you standing in your truth. It's too many. I'm feeling a strong energy of like someone, maybe not even realizing it, their fear of success, their fear of being seen, just wanting to stay like comfortable. And I think there's an inner yearning and pulling towards something bigger. But it's like, it's almost like a laziness, you know, like not wanting to show up for yourself fully. And I think that I'm afraid to take the next step right now. I mean, called it. And I feel too much pressure right now. It does feel like there's high pressure, and you are kind of shying away from like any kind of commitment because you just want your freedom. And it doesn't even have to be commitment with this, which is this is how it came up. But I think now there's a bigger thing coming up, that this is just kind of scratching the surface of what's going on under here. And I think that you just want to be in peace right now, and it almost feels like a laziness. Like you just want to relax. You just want to breathe. You just want to take it easy. You just want to have fun. It feels so lighthearted, but I think deep down inside, you know, there's a bigger calling, a bigger purpose. And it feels like you're finding a whole bunch of fucking excuses, Sagittarius, to like not show up to be the power you're supposed to be. And you know, the universe will put us in high pressure situations because it's trying to squeeze the magic out of us, you know, like that thing that's supposed to like, that you're refusing to let bubble up. It all comes down to timing. I don't know if I'm cut out for this. I was reminded of your scent recently. Random. But all the other ones make sense to me. This might be specific for somebody. Maybe somebody smelled something and it triggered a memory or something that come back. Could be in a good or a bad way. A smell can trigger, you know, a traumatic experience. A smell can trigger an experience that like someone is craving to get back to, or was reminded of a time when they were just happy and wanting to get back to that. Light is a flickering like crazy. I don't know if you guys can see when that happens, but I'm starting to think that when that happens, it's almost like the universe is confirming that's like what I'm on. So I will see you guys next month. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I hope that you enjoyed this reading, and I'll see you soon. Bye.